I got my cat ears and my kitty shirt on. Like, oh my gosh. This reading today is going to be the cat's meow, okay? Excuse me 1 second while I manifest. Damon Salvatore is going to ask me out on a date. Damon Salvatore is my future boyfriend. By the way, you, my dear, are perfect, okay? Hey guys, my name is Cameron and welcome back to my channel, Which Way to Wiccan, where we talk about all things love, light, and especially tarot. Okay, so guys, today we are going to be talking about what or who you are going to be manifesting next into your life. What is the good news that you should be focusing on next? Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at your group picks today, friends, okay? Hello, friends. So here are your group picks today. So for group number 1, we have this yellow, bright yellow highlighter, okay? And then for group number 2, we have this pretty blue highlighter as well. And then for group number 3, last but not least, we have this feisty, awesome orange shade as well. Okay, so guys, I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath in. And now I want you to let it out. And now I want you to please close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I want you to think about what or who you are going to be manifesting next into your life. What is the good freaking news, okay? And then whenever you feel ready, please open your eyes, and whichever highlighter your eyes lands on first, then that, my dear, is going to be the reading for you today. Now, if you feel called to more than one highlighter, then definitely, I feel like I was stumbling on my words, but definitely feel free to check out those corresponding group messages as well, because you could have some extra messages within this reading today. And as always, I will have the timestamps listed down in the description box below. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your reading today, friends, okay? Because I am so excited for you. Hello, group 1. So if you chose this yellow highlighter, then hey, hello, friends. This is going to be your reading today. Okay, so guys, I do want to go ahead and give you a really quick disclaimer. So the cards that I pulled for you, they are quite heavier, and so I do think that this reading is going to be a little bit darker than my usual readings per se. And so if you feel like you are feeling a little bit sensitive right now, then definitely feel free to just, you know, log out, leave this reading, and go just have a chill day, okay? Because I will be right here whenever you feel ready to listen to this message, and I will be here and waiting for you, okay? So for those of you that are deciding that you are ready to hear this message, I do want to just also give you a quick disclaimer as well, okay? Because I just want you to know that even though this reading is a little bit darker, overall, this is a very positive reading, because guys, we are literally asking about what you are manifesting next into your life, what the good news is. Okay, so guys, I don't want you to go into this reading thinking that it's all going to be like gloomy and stormy and like no, that's not this reading today, okay? So there is going to be a little bit of like a stormy like forecast that we are going to be focusing on right away, but towards the end, we are literally going to be ending this with a rainbow. Okay, so guys, just know that while we are going through the darker bits, there is definitely a huge light at the end of the tunnel, and you guys are just having to go through the thick of it so that you can get to the best part of your life ever. Okay, so because I am just so excited to get to that bright, awesome spot, let's go ahead and focus on the darker spots. Okay, so talking about the messages, the cards that are coming through, we do have the Devil. We also have the Emperor. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Lovers, the Two of Pentacles, and then last but not least, we have the Five of Wands coming through as well. Okay, so talking about the astrological signs that are making an appearance, we have some Capricornian energy with the Devil card. We also have Aries coming through and also a bit of Gemini as well. So you could be a Capricorn, an Aries, a Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. And if so, then hey, hello, my beautiful signs. Welcome to this reading. If you are not that sign, that is totally okay. Just take it as it resonates. This is a very general reading that could simply be representing the energy, like the vibes that you are getting in, okay? So guys, just focusing on this message, first of all, with the Emperor card coming through, this usually describes somebody who is a very powerful person. This describes somebody who is a leader in every sense of the word. And this is somebody who can literally start at the bottom and rise all the way to the top by literally their sheer force of will and their sheer force of determination and hard work, right? So first of all, guys, I mean, congratulations, because I do think that this is representing your energy overall. So you are literally like a boss, okay? You are awesome. Now, I do want to tell you though that with every lighter attribute, there is always a darker side as well. And focusing on that darker side, this can sometimes talk about somebody who feels like they always have to be strong, right? Because they are the leader. They feel like they always have to put on this really like tough guy persona. They feel like they can't be vulnerable, right? And so I really am getting this idea that whenever you are struggling, whenever you are going through harder moments within your life, I feel like you have a hard time being vulnerable. You have a hard time opening up to other people and really communicating the things that you are feeling and the harder moments that you are going through, right? And so I am getting the idea that whenever you go through darker moments, instead of releasing that pent-up energy, that anxiety, that stress by talking to other people, talking to your friends, your family members, maybe even a counselor, I think that you choose to keep these things to yourself, and that in turn causes you to eternalize a lot of things, and it causes you to have a lot more undue stress than you would have if you had decided to talk about this with other people, right? And so with the other cards that are coming through, I really am getting the idea that for the longest time, or quite recently, you have been going through a struggle. I really think that you have been in the struggle bus for sure, and I just feel like things have been feeling very chaotic. And like things have just been feeling really uprooted within your life. And now because this is a very general reading, there are many messages that are coming through as to what you could be struggling in within your life right now. And I am going to go ahead and throw out everything that I'm seeing. Okay, so for some of you guys, I do think that you could be struggling within your job or within your schooling here, because we do have the Five of Wands and we also have the Two of Pentacles. Now with the Five of Wands, this talks about conflict and competition, right? And the Two of Pentacles talks about trying to find a balance between the two, okay? And trying to find a sense of grace whenever you are going through so much pressure, right? And so I'm getting the idea that within your job, within your school life, you could be having a lot of people that are trying to compete against you. You could be having a lot of people that are trying to like spread lies about you and really use like these deceitful practices to try to outrank you, to try to outshine you, right? And I do think that that in itself is causing you a lot of stress. Another message that I'm receiving is that for some of you guys, because we have the Lovers card coming through, you could be struggling within a relationship right now, especially since we have the Devil, and the Devil card does talk about like toxic connections and even feeling stuck. So for some of you guys, you could be in a toxic relationship. Maybe you are with somebody with a partner who is not very kind to you. They might even bully you, or since we have the Seven of Swords, which does talk about deceit and like trickster type of energy, your person who you are with right now, you could be thinking that they are lying to you or that they are even cheating on you. And for some of you guys, since this does again talk about feeling stuck, you could simply be feeling like you have reached the end to a relationship, right? Maybe you feel like you have fallen out of love with the person who you are in a connection with, but for some reason something is keeping you within this relationship. You just feel stuck and you feel like you can't leave this person, right? And so that again can be causing you some, you know, anxiety as well. And then the other message that I'm receiving today is that for some of you guys, and this is really interesting to see, I think that while you have a hard time being vulnerable to other people, I think that you especially have a hard time being vulnerable to yourself as well. And what I mean by that is I feel like you could have some doubts that have taken root within yourself. You could have some deep-rooted insecurities, and maybe you just don't see yourself in the best light. Maybe you had like a harder like family life whenever you were growing up, or you've had some people within your life who have caused you to see yourself in a very negative light. And I think instead of being honest with yourself and letting yourself be open enough to just realize that you are in a vulnerable place and realize that you are having this negative self-talk with yourself, I think that you are trying to lie to yourself and tell yourself that everything is okay, that nothing is wrong with you, and that, you know, you are not having a negative mindset, that everything is fine, right? And I think the reason why, and guys, I do want to say, I did say earlier that nothing is wrong with you, right? And I feel like that was the wrong thing to say. I didn't mean to say it like that. I don't want you to think that there is anything wrong with you. It's completely natural to doubt yourself and to have insecurities because we are human, right? We are human. We are living a human existence and we are having a human experience, and it is completely okay to doubt ourselves every now and then. That is fine. So guys, please don't get offended by that. That was just like a slip of the tongue. I don't want you to think that I think there's anything wrong with you, right? You are absolutely amazing. You are a freaking boss. You're the emperor. Okay, so, you know, just, let's just keep going. Okay, but anyways, guys, I just feel like you have a hard time being vulnerable with yourself. And I think instead of allowing yourself to feel these things, I think that you are just causing yourself to just lie to yourself, and you're trying to distract yourself from thinking about these things that have been going on within your headspace, right? And so that in itself is again giving you a lot of anxiety, a lot of undue stress. Now, guys, overall what I'm seeing for you is that while you are going through these harder times within your life, I feel like you yourself have a hard time trying to release these anxieties, release this stress. I think that because you are keeping this all bottled up, because you are not talking to other people, you are kind of exacerbating the pain, the struggle, right? And I think that you are trying to find ways to distract yourself from these feelings, and you are trying to find ways coping mechanisms to try to help you get through these things, right? To get through these feelings. And I think that these distractions, these coping mechanisms that you are using could definitely not be the best thing for you. They may not be the healthiest thing for you. And so I am just going to start naming off some examples as to what you could be doing to try to cope or to distract yourself with these feelings. So for some of you guys, especially if you are having a harder time within your job and within your schooling here, the Devil card can sometimes talk about working really, really hard to the point to where you are a workaholic, right? And so I feel like for a lot of you guys, if you are struggling within your career side of things, I think that you have decided that the best plan of action to try to shine brighter than your competitors would be for you to take on extra hours and for you to overwork yourself. And I think that it's gotten to a point to where even whenever you leave the job, your mind is constantly on what you need to do next. Your mind is constantly thinking about what the next plan of action is for your company, for your job that you're working at, for your schooling here. And I think it's getting in the way of you having healthy relationships, of you having connections with your friends, with your family members, with your lovers. And I think that this is also causing you to maybe even have a bit of sleeping problems as well, because I think that your mind is just constantly rolling, constantly thinking about what you need to do next, and I feel like it makes it really hard for you to sleep. And I think that at the end of the day, this is causing you a lot of health problems. This is causing you to just feel very tired, very exhausted, very burnt out, and I think that this is just further, again, exacerbating, I feel like I can't say that word good, but it's further exacerbating the stress that you are feeling, right? Because you are just putting on more stress onto your plate by ignoring your health and ignoring your relationships in favor of trying to completely focus all of your time and energy on this job and on this schooling here, right? And then for others of you, since we have the Devil and the Lovers card coming through, the Devil does bring a bit of a darker side to the otherwise positive message of the Lovers, right? And so I feel like for some of you guys, you could be struggling with sex addiction. You could be using flings and hookups as a way to get your mind off of the struggles that you are facing, off of all this anxiety that you are feeling. And I feel like overall, because you could be doing it a bit excessively, a bit too much, I think that it is causing you to worsen your problems overall. And then for some of you guys, if you are feeling like your person is cheating on you, if you are in a relationship with somebody, or you are just feeling stuck, I feel like instead of talking to these people and to this person about how you just feel like you guys either need to work on this relationship or that you guys need to separate, I feel like instead of doing those things, you could be seeking out other physical entanglements outside of this connection because you are not happy here, so you're trying to find that happiness somewhere else, right? And then for others of you, you could even be trying to drink or take some type of substance to try to get your head out of this pain, out of this stress, right? And then at the very least, for some of you guys, you could even be trying to eat certain foods that are not the best for you because you feel like that is something that brings you joy, it brings you happiness, right? So for some of you guys, you could be eating a lot of sugar, you could be eating a lot of sweets, and maybe in the long run that is not the best thing for you, right? Because that could cause diabetes, it could cause different diseases later on in the future, right? So at the end of the day, I just feel like you guys have been going through a harder time, and because you have a hard time really communicating what you are feeling eternally to other people, I feel like that in turn is externally causing you to have these worsening situations within your life because you are relying on distractions and on substances and on people to try to get your head off of this stress that has been really bringing you down and causing you to feel really tired and really exhausted and really just burnt out, right? And so at the end of the day, I really think that your manifestation that is going to be coming for you, I think the brighter side at the end of the tunnel for you is that I really think that this is all going to end up coming to a head. And I think that you are going to be deciding that you want to be able to be happy. And I think you are going to be realizing that these distractions, these coping mechanisms that you have been seeking out is not ultimately fulfilling to you. It's not bringing you the joy that you thought it could bring you, right? And so I think that you are going to be realizing within your life that you are ready to find that joy. You are ready to be happy. And I think that you are going to be allowing yourself to open up to other people. You are going to be allowing yourself to be vulnerable. And I really see for some of you guys, you are going to be deciding that you want to go out and seek some counseling. Maybe you're going to be deciding you want to talk to a spiritual advisor. For some of you guys, you could be deciding that you want to talk to your friends, to your family members, right? For others of you, if you're in a relationship, I see you really opening up to your person and being completely honest with them. And for some of you guys, you could be deciding that you want to work on this relationship, work on this connection by seeking couples therapy. For others of you, you could be simply deciding that you guys have reached the end of this relationship and that you guys are going to be going your separate ways. For others of you, if you are feeling like you have been working a whole lot in your job, I see you taking some vacation time. I see you really just focusing on yourself, focusing on the relationships that you already have and on improving upon those. And then for others of you, if you have been having just a hard time, like being honest with yourself, and you've been having a really hard time allowing yourself to have this like back and forth dialogue with your own self, I think that you are going to be deciding that you want to do a bit of mindfulness. You could be deciding that you want to do a bit of journaling. But I ultimately see you being really honest with yourself, being really open. And I think that you are going to be allowing yourself to feel and experience these negative emotions, these harder feelings that you have like blocked yourself from feeling for a really long time. And I think that as you allow yourself to feel these things, I think that you are also going to allow yourself to ultimately release these negative emotions, these darker thoughts. And I think that that is ultimately going to allow you to start to really have a lot of self-love for yourself. And I see you ultimately trying to incorporate these self-love habits within your life. I see you trying to take yourself out on dates, really pampering yourself. I see you going out to the gym, maybe trying to eat a little bit better so that you can love yourself in the way that you deserve to be loved. And ultimately, I really just see you having this like whole like 360 type of like flip, right? I really see you like as you work on yourself eternally, externally, I see you manifesting the life of your dreams. I see you finally opening yourself up to being happy and feeling happy and just experiencing happiness within your life, right? And I just think that as you learn to communicate with other people and as you especially learn to communicate with yourself, that in turn is just going to allow you to experience so many new healthy relationships. It's going to allow you to open new doors onto your path and onto your life. And I think that it's ultimately just going to allow you to attract so many beautiful things, because I really think that for the longest time you have had a pessimistic or negative type of perspective on who you were and on the future that was awaiting you. And I think that as you change yourself internally, as you purify yourself, that is going to allow you to see things from a completely new perspective. And I really think that you are going to be allowing yourself to see the magic in the world again. You are going to really be seeing things in a more youthful and optimistic perspective. And I think that that ultimately is going to really change the way that you are living and change the future that is awaiting you, right? And it's going to change it for the better. And I am just so excited for you. So guys, at the end of the day, what are you manifesting? You are manifesting great communication. You are manifesting amazing, like, healthy practices. You are manifesting just love for yourself and for who you are. And I just think that that is so beautiful. And at the end of the day, you are going to be realizing that it's not a weakness to be vulnerable. In fact, it is an amazing strength to be strong enough to open yourself up to others and to show people that you are not this, like, perfect, like, inhuman person who doesn't experience pain or feelings, right? And I just think that that is so incredible to see. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of your extra cards, okay? So Spirit, for group 1, what are they going to be manifesting into their life, Spirit? Can we get some cards, please? What are they going to be manifesting within their life? And guys, the cards that are coming through, they are simply amazing. I am so excited. Literally, oh my gosh, for the back of the deck, we have a reflection coming through, and I think that that is simply amazing to see. We will get back to that. I do just want to go ahead and get all of your cards. So for group 1, what are they going to be manifesting into their life? What is the good news, guys? Like, wow. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That makes so much sense. Okay. So what is group 1 going to be manifesting next within their life, Spirit? Can we get some love cards, please? What are they going to be manifesting, Spirit? What are they going to be manifesting? Can we get just one more card, please? Group 1, what are they going to be manifesting? Okay. Oh, guys. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Double OMG. Okay, like, your back of the deck energy is coming through, and it's beautiful. Again, we will get back to it. Let's just get our final card here. I want to pull one guidance card, one advice card. Okay, so Spirit, for group 1, can we get some advice for them? What are they going to be manifesting next within their life? Can we get an advice card, please? What do they need to see, Spirit? What advice does group 1 need? Okay. That's interesting. Wow. Okay. That honestly makes so much sense. And guys, I literally knew this was going to be coming out. I knew this was going to be coming out. I wish I had mentioned it before. We have focus on love. And it says, look for the good in everyone. And again, guys, for the 3rd time, we will be getting back to this, okay? So, let's go ahead and just talk about all of the cards that are coming through. So, first of all, we have Messages. We also have Wanderer. We have Immortality. And we have Forbidden. We have You Deserve Love, which is so gorgeous to see. And we also have True Love coming through. And then last but not least, we have Physical Touch as well. Okay, guys, so first of all, I'm definitely getting this idea again that this is further just confirming what we have been talking about, because with the Forbidden card coming through and Immortality, I feel like this is really talking about how, because you haven't been reaching out to other people, because you haven't been talking to others, I think that you have been, again, eternalizing so many things, and you just didn't know how you could release these feelings, release this stress. You didn't know what to do, right? And so because you were always feeling like you had to act like you were this immortal, inhuman robot who is unfeeling, who doesn't experience pain or stress, who is just always like perfect and is the best leader ever, I think that you have in turn found these types of distractions that could be seen as forbidden so that you can release these feelings in any way that you can, right? And so whenever I say a forbidden, like whenever we talk about forbidden, we always think about things that we shouldn't be doing, right? And so what I mean by that is, again, substance abuse, drinking alcohol, maybe, like, you know, having a lot of partners having a crazy sex life that to other people could even be seen as like a sex addiction, right? And this could even be talking about becoming a workaholic, right? Whenever I think of forbidden, this just makes me think about the devil card, where it just makes me think about like hedonism. It makes me think about taking things to the extreme. And anything that you take to the extreme can become bad for you, can become not the best for you, right? And so I just think that you have been really allowing yourself to chase after these distractions and chase after these coping mechanisms to make yourself feel better, so that it could cloud the way that you were feeling and the way that you were like seeing yourself, right? Because I really think that you were having a hard time looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing your reflection, because again, you could be just simply be having a hard time at allowing yourself to feel things, allowing yourself to feel these doubts, these stresses. But I think that at the end of the day, you were just having a hard time at allowing yourself to be open with who you were and the things that you were experiencing, and in turn be open to other people about the problems that you were facing. And so you were trying to make yourself become distracted, make yourself like, you know, forget about these feelings that you were experiencing, and you were relying on these distractions and on these different coping mechanisms to forget about it, right? And what is so beautiful though is the question is, again, what are you manifesting? And I think that you are manifesting true love. You are manifesting the fact that you deserve love, right? And what I mean by that is I feel like as you allow yourself to open up to other people, and as you allow yourself to just be honest with yourself, I think that you are going to be realizing that you are lovable, that you are amazing. And so I just think that you are going to be getting into this energy where you are going to be allowing yourself to feel things really deeply. And I think that as you do these things, you are going to be building a deeper connection with yourself, a deeper love for yourself and for who you are. And I just think that ultimately you really are going to be focusing on just being there for yourself and building a relationship with yourself. And I think that that is really beautiful. And I think that as you build upon this relationship with yourself, it's going to allow you to open up to others as well. And I think that it's going to allow you to open yourself up to finding true love, right? Because we literally have the Lovers card coming through, and that talks about true love, right? So not only are you going to be finding it within yourself, but I think that as you work on your mental health, as you work on your communication and talking to other people, I think that that is going to allow you to have this new chapter within your life, and it's going to allow you to be able to find a new and healthy relationship, right? And then if you are with somebody right now and you feel stuck within a toxic connection, or you feel like you have just reached the end of your rope, for some of you guys, just for some of you, I see you deciding that you want to try to work on this connection a bit more. You want to try to see if you guys can have a future. And guys, we literally have give your relationship a chance with the back of the deck energy here. And so I think that for some of you guys, as you work on yourself, as you communicate with other people, I think that you could be deciding, as you also open up to your partner, that you want to be able to work on this relationship with them, and that you want to be able to try to see if you guys can salvage this connection and have a ultimately happy relationship and fulfilling relationship within the future, right? And at the end of the day, I really just see you just allowing yourself to be free. I see you really just dancing and letting loose and being more youthful and optimistic. And I think that you are going to be feeling this way because you are going to be focusing on love. And like at the end of the day, for so long, whenever you looked at other people, whenever you looked at yourself, whenever you looked at the things that you were experiencing, I think that you always saw things in more of a darker light and more of a negative light. But I think that as you communicate with other people and you hear what other people have to say, you listen to their advice, I think that you are really going to be allowing yourself to change the way that you are looking upon the world, change the way that you are living, and that in turn is going to cause you to be able to just have fun and to have a good time again. And I think that that is so lovely to see. And then at the end of the day, guys, that's what I meant to say, we have physical touch coming through. And again, it says a tender touch can mean so much. Okay, and I want to end this reading by reading this card for you and like what it says like in the book. Okay, so that is number 47, guys. So it says here, sometimes a hug is exactly what is needed. Physical connection is important to humans. Hand-holding, kissing, embracing, back rubs, an arm around the shoulder, or a pat on the back are ways of expressing support, care, encouragement, and more. Think about how good you feel when someone greets you with a warm hug or offers you a comforting hand. These small interactions can really help you with your day. Giving and receiving through touch helps to keep your heart open. Physical touch is immeasurably vital in creating a spiritual bond. The delicate force provided through touch helps build trust and understanding in your relationships. Physical touch can calm, console, and express much more than words. So I also think that as you are learning to communicate more with your words, I think that you are also going to be allowing yourself to be vulnerable and to also communicate with your touch as well. And so I really think and see for you in the future really deepening the connections that you have within your life as you allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to ask for a hug or to ask for your partner to hold your hand, right? And I think that that's just going to cause you to feel very happy and to feel very open to receiving so many new facets of love that you have never received before, right? Because you were afraid to be vulnerable, you were afraid to soften yourself to others, right? But I think that at the end of the day, as you again work on your eternal monologue, as you work on the things that you are feeling eternally, and you bring that to the surface, I think that externally you are really going to allow yourself to just love others so much more deeply and to love life and to live life so much more beautifully, right? And I just think that all in all, your manifestation is that you are going to be loving yourself and loving others and loving the future that is in store for you as you open yourself up to receiving this love, right? And I just think that that is going to really cause you to have this new chapter in your life, and your ultimate manifestation is going to be you just going into this new future of yours with this new perspective, with this new lease on life, and just an overall sense of excitement that everything is going to be okay, and that even if things are not okay, you are going to let other people know what you are feeling and know that you are going through a harder time. And as you do these things, that's going to open yourself up to not only these beautiful bonds with other people, but it's going to open yourself up to just again receiving the life of your dreams, right? So yes, guys, that is the end of your reading today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TerrorTube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day, friends, okay? Mwah. Bye, guys. Hello, Group 2. So if you chose this beautiful blue highlighter, then hey, hello, friends. This is going to be your reading today. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at your tarot cards today. Okay, so for the back of the deck energy, we do have the Seven of Swords coming through. We also have the Ten of Swords. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Chariot card coming through, And then we also have the Page of Cups, okay? So guys, first of all, just talking about the astrological signs that are making an appearance, we do have a heavy amount of water energy, especially Cancerian energy to be precise as well. Okay, so you could definitely be a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus, or this could simply be representing your overall energy or vibe that you are in as you are starting to open yourself up to this new manifestation that is going to be awaiting you, right? And then you could also be the other water signs, Scorpio or Pisces, okay? But yes, guys, so just take it with a grain of salt. This is a very general reading, so if it resonates, then beautiful. If it doesn't, then that's okay. Again, that could be representing your overall vibe, right? So just talking about this message that is coming through for you. With the Ten of Swords coming through, I definitely think that before this manifestation finds you, I think that you are going to be going through a really harder moment within your life. This could even be something that you are experiencing right now, okay? Because the Ten of Swords, this does talk about endings, this talks about finality, and this talks about just experiencing really difficult moments, right? And so I think that for some of you guys, for some of the messages that I'm seeing, you could be going through a breakup that completely blindsided you. You could be getting fired from your job. You could be getting really like bad test scores from your class that you are in right now, test scores that you are not proud of. And for others of you, this could be talking about how maybe you are going to be finding out that your friends, your family members have been spreading lies about you, or that they haven't been being the best towards you, right? And so at the end of the day, I really think that this is going to cause you to emotionally feel very upset. It's going to cause you to feel just really stuck and just really sad. And I really think that this is going to be causing you for a time to get into this period of your life where you feel very sour. I feel as though with the Five of Cups coming through, that even if you have things within your life to be happy for and to be happy about, I think that you are just going to be focusing all of your attention on the things that didn't work out and on the things that have gone wrong within the past, and that in turn is going to really cause you to just be the thief of your own joy. It's like this negative mindset is going to cause you to not be able to have any type of positivity or any type of happiness, right? And what's really interesting is that with the Chariot card coming through, this does represent that Cancerian energy. And Cancer people, these are the type of folks who feel things so deeply. These are the type of people who they are just really emotional. They're really beautiful, empathetic people. They're empaths, right? And so whenever they go through harder times, they go through it really, really hard. They experience things so deeply. And so a hard time for them could be even worse because of the fact that they are just these beautiful, empathetic people. And so I feel like you are going to be going through this energy here, this moment within your life where I really see you pulling away from things that brought you happiness before. I see you pulling away from people, pulling away from hobbies that you love to do, and I really see you just kind of caving in upon yourself and really just being on your own and really alienating yourself. And the reason why I'm saying that is because our beautiful Cancer folks, they are represented as the crab, right? And whenever a crab feels scared or they feel like things are getting a little rough or getting a little hard, they like to crawl into their shell, right? And hide. And so I think that because you are going to be feeling like things are just caving in around you, because you are going to be going through this like defeat, going through this harder this harder time, I really think that you are going to be really alienating yourself from other people and really causing yourself to just pull in on yourself and feel kind of stuck. But guys, the good news for you, and guys, this is like really awesome news. What you are going to be manifesting within your life next is that I feel like you are going to be realizing that you are the one that is holding yourself back. I think that you are going to be realizing that you are not happy with the life that you are living, and you are going to be realizing that in order to find this happiness, in order to be able to have this beautiful and fulfilling life, you have to go after it. You have to ignore the hesitancy, ignore these lingering thoughts that you have to hide yourself away from the world so that you won't get hurt, so that you won't experience pain. And I think that you are really going to be getting into this chariot energy where you are truly going to be looking at what it is that excites you, looking at what it is that you love, and you are going to be going after those things with such an amazing amount of positivity. And I really see you with the Wheel of Fortune just changing the way that you look at the world. I really see you changing your perspective, right? And obviously this perspective shift, it's not going to happen overnight. I think that it is going to take time for you to get to this point, to get to this type of energy where you are ready to open yourself up to these new experiences and to also simultaneously go after these experiences. And so I really see you guys deciding that you want to try to incorporate a bit of mindfulness within your life. You could be deciding that you want to do a bit of journaling. You could be deciding that you want to talk to somebody who you feel very close to and ask them for their advice, right? And I just see for you that as you start to open yourself up to trying to incorporate these healthy habits within your life, I think that that in turn is going to cause you to have this beautiful perspective, and it's going to help you be able to look at the world with a more positive outlook instead of the previous negative mentality that you used to have. And I just think that that is so beautiful to see. And at the end of the day, you are going to be getting into this Page of Cups energy, and I think that you are also just going to be really manifesting so many new and exciting things within your life, right? And what I mean by that is that the Page of Cups, at the end of the day, this talks about relationships, this talks about new connections and new like romantic partners and new friends and new love. And so I really think that as you start to have this more loving perspective, you are going to be getting into this energy where you can attract so much more love into your life as well. And I really see you going out and making new friends. I see you going out, joining hobbies, joining clubs that will cause you to meet new people and to put yourself out there. I see you maybe trying to throw yourself out into the dating pool by maybe getting a dating app, or maybe trying to go to places where you know there'll be some sexy people, right? I see you really just opening yourself up to every form of love, not just romantic love, not just love that you can receive from friends. I really see you loving yourself so much, right? I really see you going out on dates with yourself. I see you treating yourself to some yummy dinners. I see you just pampering yourself and just making yourself feel very loved. And I also see you just deepening the existing relationships that you have within your life already. So if you have some family members that maybe you've disconnected from because of the fact that you have been pulling yourself back, I think that you are going to be deepening those connections with them again and really reaching out to them. So I really see you getting into this energy where you just feel like all things are possible because you have love, right? And I see you just really unlocking yourself so that you can open yourself up to experiencing and attracting all these new and exciting opportunities. And that is just so amazing to see. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards. And I do want to say that I really feel like none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for this harder time that you had to experience, right? And I know that nobody, like none of us, we don't want to experience pain. We don't want to experience rejection or hurt, the hurt that comes from having somebody break up with you, or the pain that comes from losing a job that you had for a really long time, or the pain that comes from finding out that your friends are lying to you or being deceitful. But a lot of the times I have noticed that whenever we feel the most pain, it's because Spirit is trying to prepare us for a new chapter of our life, right? And in order to be strong enough for that chapter, in order to be the type of person that we need to be to experience that new love, those new heights, those new dreams, those new opportunities, we have to be able to learn from these harrowing moments. We have to be able to grow and evolve, and we have to be able to just become this person that is able and ready to receive those new and exciting opportunities, right? Because I'm here to tell you that there has never been a moment in my life where the pain that I have felt was inconsequential or like it had no reason, right? Because what I mean by that is that, for instance, I, for the longest time, was bullied whenever I was in high school, or excuse me, not high school, in middle school. I was bullied really, really badly, and it got to the point to where I decided that I just wanted to stop going to school, so I decided to become homeschooled instead of going to public school physically, right? And so for about a year, I was literally just by myself. I didn't have any friends. I didn't have anybody my own age who I could talk to. I only had my family, and gosh, like, I thank God for my family, right? I thank God for having them in my life, but I was just so lonely because I didn't have any peers, right? And because of that moment within my life, I decided that I didn't want to go back to that certain school that I would be going to, and I decided to transfer schools the following year. And I found myself in a school where I met so many new people. I found myself in a school where I was able to join the dance team, whereas in that other school, I'm not gonna lie, the dance team at the school that I was bullied at, they were really good. Like, they were people who had been in dance like forever, and I was a newbie. And so the school that I went to, the people weren't as good at dancing. Like, it was more meant for people who were new, who were beginners. And so I was able to try out for the dance team and make it. And guys, I just had such an amazing high school experience. And if it wouldn't have been for that pain that I had to experience, that rejection, that bullying, then it never would have led me to that school, to those people who I made friends with, to that dance team that I joined. And I am so grateful for the pain that I had experienced, because the love that I received was so infinite, it was so beautiful, and it was so abundant, right? And so I really want to be able to tell you that every pain, like every harder moment that you go through, it's not for nothing. I truly think that there is a divine plan for everything, right? You were meant to go through that so you could be stronger, and so that Spirit could lead you to a place where you would be ultimately more happier as a person, right? So I just want you to know that if you are experiencing that pain right now, it is not for nothing. It is so that you can be led to a point to where you can receive more love and more happiness in the future, okay? So just know that I understand where you're coming from. I know it's hard, but it is going to be worth it. And I hope that you can see that in the future, that it was worth it, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards, all right? So Spirit, for group 2, can we get some oracle cards for this reading? What are they manifesting? Yeah, guys, that is beautiful. Can we get some extra cards? What is group 2 manifesting within their life? Wow, guys, that is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Let's get a love card. What is group 1 manifesting within their life? Or excuse me, I'm sorry, not group 1. I meant group 2. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't get much sleep last night. I am honestly like really tired. So let's get another card. Okay, guys, you know what? We have 3 cards coming through, and we are going to take it. Yeah, oh my gosh. That is awesome. That is making so much sense. I love when the cards, whenever they just further talk about what I was just talking about, like emphasize everything that I was saying. I just think that that is so cool because that really helps us see that this is just such a magical thing and that this isn't something that like I'm making up, right? I'm not just, you know, I'm not trying to act like this is real. Like, this is so real, and it's proven by the fact that the cards that pop up are cards that, like, are things that we were literally talking about, right? And I just think that that is so awesome to see. I love that. Okay, so let's get, wow, oh my gosh. Guys, yes, 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 yes. I'm so excited. So literally, guys, we have new love coming through, new love, and it literally says embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. Okay, remember that. Remember that. What have we been talking about this whole freaking time? What was I just saying? Okay, and then we also have healing and freedom. We have gossip and bitterness. We have unrequited love, finances and career, and love yourself first. Okay, so guys, literally, we're just going to talk about all these consistencies that are coming through with the fact that the messages that are making an appearance are so consistent with what I was just saying. Okay, so we have gossip, unrequited love, finances and career, and bitterness. Okay, so guys, I really feel like you have been feeling very bitter. And if you haven't been feeling bitter right now, then I do think that later on you could be facing some darker moments within your life that is going to be causing you to feel very bitter. But overall, just know that that is ultimately going to be leading you to so much new love, to so much new happiness. But in order to get to that point, you have to experience these like letdowns within your life, right? You have to experience this moment of defeat to get you closer to that victory. And some of these moments of defeat, like I was saying, could be associated to your finances and your career. Maybe you are losing a job. Maybe you are getting fired. Maybe you are not getting the best grades within your schooling, right? For others of you, maybe you are experiencing unrequited love. Maybe the person who you were in a relationship with for a long time is going to be telling you that, you know, they just don't feel the same way anymore. Or maybe there has been a certain person that you've been trying to go after for a really long time, and maybe you are going to tell them that you like them, and they're going to be letting you down and saying that they are just not seeing you in the same way, right? For others of you, you could be finding out that your friends or that some other people who are close to you, who you thought were your pals, are and have been like gossiping about you behind your back. But I do think that overall, all of those things is going to cause you to feel very unhappy. It's going to cause you to just feel very bitter and to lose that sense of zestiness that you used to have. And it's really going to cause you to just pull yourself back and get into that like Cancerian crab type of mode. And I really think that you are going to be alienating yourself from the people and from the things within your life that bring you joy and that used to make you happy. And I think that you are going to be doing that out of fear, because I think that you are afraid to continue on in the relationships that you already have. You are afraid to experience even a moment of happiness, because I think that you are afraid that that somebody is going to end up hurting you, or that is going to be taken away from you. And I really just see you just spending a lot of time on your own and just really being by yourself, right? And I think that as you are on your own, you are going to be really having that realization that in order for you to be happy, in order for you to live an amazing life, in order for you to just enjoy your life, right? I think that you are going to be realizing that you have to be able to open yourself up to being vulnerable. You're going to have to open yourself up to like love and to relationships and to going after your passions, because you're going to be realizing that happiness isn't going to be found whenever you are hiding yourself away from people. And so I think that you are really going to be getting into your power and going after these new things within your life. You're going to be opening yourself up to the friends and family members who have been in your life this whole time, but I also see you opening yourself up to going after new connections, going after after new people who you have a crush on or who you are into, right? I see you really going out and just experience life, chasing your dreams, and just doing things that bring you joy and bring you happiness. And I think that that is really going to cause you to just be so freaking happy. But like I said, this isn't going to be something that happens like in a moment. It's not going to be something where you decide you want to go after these dreams and like that's that. Like, no, it's going to take time. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and your healing certainly isn't going to be healed in a day as well. And so I really see you trying to incorporate these healthy habits within your life, trying to incorporate a healthy mindset so that you can try to open yourself up to attracting these new and exciting things. But in order for you to attract that love and those opportunities, you have to raise your vibration. And in order to raise your vibration, I really see you again maybe trying to talk to somebody, talk to a spiritual advisor, talk to a counselor, talk to somebody who you trust. I see you really journaling, trying to meditate, trying to practice some mindfulness, trying to have just some healthy habits within your life that you didn't have previously, right? And at the end of the day, I also see you just starting to love yourself as well. I really see you looking at yourself and seeing yourself as somebody who is worthy of love, worthy of happiness, and worthy of the life of your dreams, right? Because I really think that in the past, and maybe even right now within the present, you just haven't been seeing yourself as the amazing person who you are. And I think that as you start to incorporate these healthy habits, you are going to start to see yourself as this amazing, gorgeous, sexy person who is deserving of this amazing, gorgeous, and sexy life, right? And then at the end of the day, with the new love coming through, again, it says embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. So I really think that at the end of the day, in order for you to be led to this new love, in order for you to open yourself up to these new heights, you have to experience this pain and this defeat so that you can overall grow as a person, grow spiritually, and evolve and become somebody who is ready to open yourself up to these new connections and to these new forms of love, right? So at the end of the day, you are really going to be manifesting so much freedom and so much happiness within your life as you really create these new healthy mindsets, these new healthy habits, and I am just so excited for you. So yes, guys, that is what I'm seeing for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TerraTube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day, friends, okay? Mwah. Bye, guys. Hello, group 3. So if you chose this marvelous orange highlighter, then hey, hello, friends. This is going to be your reading today. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at your tarot cards, shall we? So first of all, guys, for the back of the deck energy, we do have the 8 of Pentacles coming through. We also have the Queen of Wands. We have the 7 of Cups, the 7 of Swords. We also have the Temperance card coming through. And then last but not least, we have the Ace of Wands coming through as well. So guys, first of all, I am definitely getting like a crap ton of fire energy, okay? Because the Temperance card does talk about that beautiful Sagittarius energy, and the Queen of Wands talks about the fire element, right? So you could be a Sagittarius, you could be an Aries, or even a Leo, right? Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. And if you are, then hey, hello, my feisty, ferocious fire signs. I love y'all. Y'all bring so much light and passion to this world. If you are not a fire sign, then that is totally okay. This is a very general reading. That could just be representing the energy that you are in and the energy of the manifestation that is coming into your life, right? Now, in order to talk about what you are manifesting, I do want to quickly talk about your energy and the person that I feel like you are, right? And so I am getting this idea that I feel like you are somebody who you are all passion. I think that you feel things very deeply, and I think that you are also a very instinctual person. I feel like you do things without thinking because of the fact that you just follow your heart and you allow it to lead you to wherever you feel like you need to go next. And so with the Seven of Cups coming through, I really think that you are somebody who you have so many dreams that you want to go after, so many things that you want to conquer. And I feel like you are somebody who you are a conqueror. I feel like you are somebody who, if you have like a certain career goal that you want to accomplish, I feel like you're the type of person who you won't really create a plan or an objective and so that you can, you know, have a stable step-by-step plan to go after and to enact in order to, you know, turn your dream job into a reality, right? I feel like you are somebody who you are just very instinctual. You are just very like, you know, you just go after it and you don't really think about the consequences or what could go wrong. And I really am just getting the idea that you are somebody who, because you do things so quick, you don't really think about what could happen. I think that sometimes you could have a bit of oopsies happen. You could have a little bit of like some bumps along the road, but I don't think that it's nothing too crazy. Like for instance, maybe you are like going to school right now because your dream job is to become like an awesome, like high flying engineer, right? And so maybe you are working like with a group at like you guys have a group project, and I feel like you are somebody who you are just very instinctual. You listen to your heart and you feel like you should be the boss of the group and that you need to do this assignment because you are going to put your heart and soul into everything and you are just going to produce the best thing ever, right? You're gonna create the best group project, right? And I feel like in turn you are gonna end up creating this individual project for the group and you're gonna turn that in, and I feel like you could end up getting a B for that because the professor's going to be like, hey, I know you did most of the work, and while this is a really good project that you presented to me, you know, it could have been even better if perhaps you talked to other people, right? Instead of just like listening to yourself and listening to your own like heart, right? Does that make sense? And so I feel like you are somebody who you are just all action. I think that you do things on a whim and you just listen to your heart. And so sometimes that just causes you to have a bit of an oopsie every now and then. And now what I feel like you are going to be manifesting into your life is I feel like you are truly going to be leveling up. I really see you getting into this Queen of Wands energy. And what is so beautiful about the Queen of Wands is that this is somebody who is very passionate. This is somebody who is also very instinctual. This is somebody who feels things really deeply and they follow their heart. But at the end of the day, this is also somebody who is older, right? They are more mature, more wise, more experienced. And because they are more experienced and more mature, this is somebody who is more patient. This is somebody who not only can they follow their passion, but instead of following it just like instinctually, like without really thinking about what might go wrong, they create a plan in pursuit of that passion. Does that make sense? So I really am getting the idea that you are going to be getting into this energy where you are realizing that in order for you to truly go after this dream and turn it into a reality, in order to be able to really make the most of this dream of yours, you have to be able to slow things down. You have to be able to be patient, and you have to be willing to, you know, like regroup and create a long-term plan to turn this dream of yours into a reality and into like a high-flying type of future, right? And so I think that for a lot of you guys with this Temperance card coming through, you are really going to be incorporating some habits within your life that is going to help you become more patient and is going to help you to take things more slowly. So I really see some of you guys really trying to meditate, really trying to practice mindfulness mindfulness. I see you guys maybe deciding that you want to journal a bit, right? And talk about like maybe what went wrong in your day, what went right, so that you can try to figure out what the best type of like plan of action you need to have, so that you can be able to have more rights instead of more wrongs, right? Does that make sense? So I just really see you just becoming more stable as you build a solid foundation for yourself, and as you really start back from the bare basics. And I just think that as you slow yourself down, you really are going to help yourself overall manifest this life of yours that you've been wanting to manifest. It's going to help you really open yourself up to not just being able to go after this plan and to turn it into a reality, but to be able to go after like this dream of yours and to not only accomplish it, not only turn it into a reality, but do it better than you thought you could have done it before. And the reason why you are able to do it better, the reason why you are able to be so successful, is because you took things slowly and you created a plan, a step-by-step like plan of yours, right? I can't really think of a step-by-step agenda of what you needed to accomplish in order to slowly, little by little, get to where you want to be. And that in turn allowed you to be even more successful and even more abundant, right? And I just think that that is so beautiful to see. Hey guys, so my camera ended up dying while I was giving you said message, and so it's been a minute. I ended up putting my camera on the charger and I went to go run some errands, but now I'm back and better than ever. And let's go ahead and jump back into your reading today, okay? So just give me one sec. Marvelous. Okay guys, so first of all, I do want to say that while I do see that particular manifestation coming through for you guys, whenever it comes to you gaining patience while you pursue this passion project and while you pursue this goal of yours, I do see the other half of you guys like forming patience while going after a relationship. Okay, so I do think that for a lot of you guys, you could also be meeting somebody who is embodying this Queen of Wands energy. And I really am getting the idea that whenever you meet this person, first of all, they could be a fire sign, sun, moon, rising, or in Venus. But I feel like this is going to be somebody who is so attractive. This is going to be somebody who's very charismatic, very fun and charming. And this is also somebody who, because they are the Queen of Wands, they are very mature, very experienced, and very wise, right? This is somebody who is just as passionate as you, but I feel like they are also very patient as well when it comes to pursuing their passions, right? Because they have gained this patience from just experiencing a lot of different things. And so I am getting this idea that whenever you meet this person, you are going to be feeling inexperienced. I feel like you are going to be feeling kind of insecure, almost like this person is just like so much higher than you, right? You really see this person at like a whole other level whenever compared to you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we do have the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords, this usually depicts like lies and thievery. And sometimes this can talk about how you can steal your own joy, your own confidence, and your own self-worth because of the fact that you are really telling yourself these lies, saying that you are not worthy enough, that you are not good enough, that you are not talented or wise or experienced enough. And so I really am getting this idea that whenever you meet this person, you are just going to be feeling like this person is way out of your league. And I think the reason why you feel this way is because I feel as though you see yourself as somebody who is very passionate, right? You see yourself as somebody who is all action. You see yourself as somebody who will get the job done, but you will do it without really planning how you will get the job done. You just do it based on the force of your will, and you hope that, you know, you'll just end up being lucky and that things will work out, right? Because of the fact that you have so much passion and you have so much strength and determination. And I feel like because you are like this way, you feel as though you are somebody who you're not very stable. And I think that you feel as though you wouldn't be able to give this person a stable connection. You feel as though you wouldn't be able to have a beautiful and abundant connection because of the fact that you are just very like go with the flow, but also like, I don't want to say go with the flow, but I just feel like you are very like, you see something you want, you go after it, you don't really think about it. And so therefore you see yourself as somebody who is quite unpredictable. You see yourself as somebody who may not be able to have a committed relationship because of the fact that you just don't see yourself as somebody who is maybe just reliable enough to have that connection, right? Does that make sense? And so I feel like you are really going to be getting into this energy where you are realizing that you are having a lot of confidence issues. You are realizing that your own mind, your own negative mindset is like getting in the way of you having this connection. And I think that you are going to be getting into this energy where you want to be with this person. Like you want to have this person by your side. And like I said, you are just a passionate person. You follow your heart. And I really think that your heart is going to be telling you that you want them. And so I think that you are going to be getting into this energy. You're going to be getting into this manifestation mode where you will do anything to be able to have this person by your side and to be able to turn them into your Queen of Wands, right? And so I really see you trying to find this temperance, trying to find this balance within your life. I see you really going back to the basics, trying to find a sense of patience, trying to really plan for your life and also plan the way that you are going to pursue this person so that they can be a part of your life as well. And so I see you really just taking things really slowly as you try to court this person. And I also see yourself like taking this path where you are trying to slowly but surely court your own self as well, right? Because I do think that you feel as though you will never be able to have this true connection with this Queen of Wands person if you're not in that same type of Queen of Wands type of energy yourself, right? So I feel as though you are really going to be leveling up, because honestly the energy that I'm getting from you is I feel like you are like really embodying that Knight of Wands type of energy. You are really embodying that strength, that determination, and that drive that that Knight of Wands person has. But whereas the Queen of Wands is somebody who, like I said, plans for the future, they are more slow and patient. The Knight of Wands, this is somebody who is all action. Once they decide they want something, like that is it. They go after it. They don't think about anything, right? They can be a bit brash. And I think that you are realizing that in order, again, to have this true connection with them, you have to level up. And in order to level up, you have to grow, you have to become more wise, and you also have to start to see yourself as the Queen of Wands as well. You have to build this confidence. And so I really think that you, with this 8 of Pentacles card, are going to be devoting a lot of time to yourself. You're going to be doing some self-care techniques. You're going to be pampering yourself. You're going to be trying to practice mindfulness so that you can try to see yourself in the way that you deserve to be seen, so that you can try to love yourself, right? And I feel like as you become more lovable, as you start to adore the person who you are, I think that you are going to attract this Queen of Wands type of person even more. So I really think that, again, for half of you guys, you are going to be developing patience as you decide that you want to go after this certain dream job of yours. But I think that for the other half of you guys, you are going to be developing patience as you decide to go after this dream person. And I think that whatever path you decide to go on, I think that you are going to manifest either this dream job or you're going to manifest this dream person, right? And maybe even for some of you guys, you could be manifesting both, because I do think that overall the key message, the key manifestation that you are going to be bringing in is this patience. It's this way that you want to be more stable. You want to just plan for everything in advance. And I think that as you do these things, you are going to start to build the life of your dreams. And I am just so excited for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards. Okay, so Spirit, for group 3, can we get some oracle messages, Spirit, for group 3? Can we get some oracle messages? What are they manifesting, Spirit? What or who is group 3 manifesting? Can we get some extra cards? Wow. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm so excited for y'all. Let's go ahead and get all the other cards as well, just so that we have everything, you know, just here to see, right? So that we have the entire message out on the table, right? Ooh, wow, guys, we have 3 cards coming through for you. That is beautiful. Let's get 1 card from here. Ooh, I feel like that card really wanted to come through. Yes. Oh my goodness. That makes so much sense. Okay, and then for your Romance Angels card, let's see what wants to come through, okay? For group 3, what wants to come through? For group 3, I think that one wanted to make an appearance. Oh my goodness. Yeah, guys. Okay, that is awesome. So, first of all, guys, what was I saying? I really think that you have been lying to yourself. You haven't been seeing yourself in the best light. And look what we have. We literally have deception coming through. We also have codependency. We have luck and good fortune, rest and relaxation, and it says we all have a fundamental need to take a break. And then last but not least, we have these 3 beautiful cards, and it says reignite, impassive, and breathe. Okay? So, yes, guys, I really think that, first of all, you want to be able to not just rely on luck. You want to be able to create this type of good fortune for yourself by being able to take things really slowly, by being able to pursue this certain job or this certain person with the slow determination of somebody who is just working really hard, and as somebody who is really just trying to take their time to succeed. And I really think that you are going to be creating your own luck, manifesting your own good fortune, your own good things that are going to be coming through, right? And I think that that is just really beautiful to see, right? Because like I said, I really think that in the past, you saw something, you answered your heart because your heart was calling you to, you know, get that thing, and you really just relied on your strength of will and your own sense of luck to be able to get these things and to call them in. But I think that you are now going to be realizing that you don't want to just hope that you get lucky. You want to be able to know that you'll be lucky because you are creating your own luck by taking things slow, by really being patient with yourself and really creating a step-by-step plan, an itinerary as to what you need to do to get to like 1 step closer to where you want to be, right? Or to who you want to have, okay? And I think that because you are kind of like flying by the seat of your own pants, or that is at least how you feel, I think that again that causes you to see yourself in a negative light. I think that it causes you to see yourself as somebody who just isn't the right person for, you know, this Queen of Wands individual who you want to be in a relationship with, or for others of you, you just doubt whether or not you'll be able to truly manifest this dream job of yours to the best of your ability. And I really think that you are working on this deception, on this mindset. And as you work on it, I think that you are truly starting to love yourself more, and you are starting to become more independent and more confident with who you are and with what you are bringing into your life. And I think that that is really sweet to see. And then I think that as you take this step back, you are going to start to truly just gain your sense of like breath again, and I feel like you are just gonna feel like you can finally release so much energy, so much pent-up anxiety. And I really just see you as somebody who you are always just on the go, on the go, on the go, and you don't give yourself that time to just be on your own, to just relax and to just take a break. And I feel like as you start to, you know, rest and relax, as you start to really take care of yourself and love yourself more, that is really going to cause you to release this breath that you didn't realize that you were holding, right? And it's going to cause you to be able to reignite your passion, reignite your excitement and your joy and your love for yourself and for the life that you are living. And I really think that you are going to go from being just unhappy and not really excited to being more optimistic about what is to come. And what's really interesting is that with impassive coming through, whenever I see impassive, that makes me think about somebody who is not really letting their emotions be seen or heard, right? This is somebody who really keeps those feelings to themselves, right? They're impassive. They're not really letting you know what they're thinking. And I feel like this is coming through to represent how in the past you have been very authentic with how you were feeling, with what you were thinking. And I really feel like within your future, you are going to start to become more wise. And I feel like you are going to try to start to hold your feelings in, but not in a bad way though. You know what I mean? I just think that instead of projecting your emotions and letting everybody know what you are thinking and just really like reacting to something, I think that before you react, you are going to think about things in advance, and that is going to cause you to like rein in your emotions, rein in your temper. And I think that that is going to help you to have more easier conversations with other people. It's going to help you to have more balanced connections, and it's going to help you to not be so aggressive, right? Because I do think that you are a very aggressive person, to the point to where I feel like you intimidate other people sometimes. And I think that you are just going to be getting into this energy where you are just allowing yourself to feel things before you express it, right? And before you react to something, you're really going to kind of take a step back and just again like recollect yourself, and then you will talk to other people and have this back and forth dialogue about whatever it is that is causing you to be a bit more heated, or that is causing you to feel your emotions very highly. And I think that overall that is going to help you to have more like peaceful connections. It's going to help you to remain calm, and I think that that is also going to help you to be more calm as you go after this draw, as you go after this person. And I think that that is just overall going to help you to have more balance within your life. It's going to help you find this center, and you're just going to feel more grounded, right? You're going to feel like you can create the life of your dreams because you're not just being reactive, right? You're not being super reactive. You're just allowing yourself to think things through and to really think about what your next plan of action is, what your next step is going to be. So yes, guys, at the end of the day, what you are manifesting the most is patience. You are going to really be taking a step back, and you are going to be allowing yourself to slow things down. And I feel like as you slow things down, you are in turn going to be manifesting rest and relaxation. And I think that that is going to cause you to let go of any pent-up energy that you could have been pinting up, right? That you have slowly been gathering within yourself. And that in turn is really just going to help you as you start to tend more to yourself and love yourself and create a relationship with yourself. And as you love yourself more, you are going to be able to love others more deeply, and you will therefore manifest this person, this Queen of Wands individual who you are going to be manifesting within the future, and I also see you being able to manifest this dream job of yours, right? As you take things one step at a time, and as you slowly but surely bring in this luck and good fortune into your life because of the fact that you are just really taking the time to plan everything to a T. And so I just think that overall you are really going to be feeling more grounded, and you're going to be feeling just more calm and just happy, because I really think that you are going to be looking towards your future, and you are going to know what to expect, and what you are going to be expecting within your life is stability and security and just happiness, right? And abundance as you manifest and open yourself up to the life of your dreams. So yes, guys, that is what I'm seeing for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TerraTube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day, friends, okay? Mwah. Bye, guys.